Just going live. Now I am sharing the screen. Uh, is it visible? Full screen?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's
Full
visible.
screen visible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. उमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यो एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमो। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद से अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा। Let's have a good Hare Krishna first. So we start with chapter 10 today, that is the opulence of the absolute Vibhuti Yoga. In fact, in chapter 9, Sri Krishna told about Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Matyaji Mam Namaskuru, the process in which he is supposed to be remembered. But what is to be remembered? Which form is to be remembered? That Sri Krishna will explain. So, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Matyaji Mam Namaskuru. So, become always think of me, Manmana Bhava, Madbhakto, become devotee of me, Matyaji, always worship me, and Mam Namaskuru, prostrate to me. So this is very, very important chapter because this is essence. Nine was we was talking about, nine was the essence of the essence of the essence. And this is in fact the in Chatish Shloki is there. So basically four verses, 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, and 10.11. There are four shlokas which are called Chatushloki, which in fact summarizes Gita. So which, because it is the essence of Gita, so it's very important. And there are three things which we generally we're reading Gita because of three things. And what are the three things? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. What are the three things? I cannot see all the participants, so because I've gone full screen now. So what are the most, I mean, important three things that we learn in Gita? So one is Sambandha, and next is, I'm giving a hint now. Next is Abhideya, and then Prayojana. So in these three things, Primarily, the first is Sambandha. So, Sambandha means what is our relationship with Krishna? Mataji is there. Yes, Mataji or anyone can answer this. So, what is our relationship with Krishna? Okay, we have read it in. Yes.
Yes, we are part and parcel of Krishna.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Very good. Very good. In fact, yes, we are part and parcel of Krishna. So, we are qualitatively same as Krishna, but quantitatively. So, and quantitatively, we are very, very small. And yes, that is called sambandha. So there are three things I am repeating: sambandha, abhideya, and prayojana. So sambandha is our relationship with Krishna. So this is to be established because, and how it is to be re-established, and what is the process of re-establishing our relationship? How do we, all of us, we are neophyte now. We've just come to ISKCON. We have started our devotional journey. Miles to go, maybe births to go. But Prabhupada says that even this moment, the connection can happen. Yoga can happen this moment. But that requires the pure devotional service. And that is the process. So the process is devotional service. So next and third is the prayojana, or what is the goal. So goal is, so first is relationship is we are part and parcel of Krishna. To understand this, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Second is to re-establish our relationship. Third, after re-establishing relationship, what is the main objective? What is the goal? Goal is, of course, to go back to Godhead, to go back to Godhead. So with these three things, and in fact, this Chatushloki 9.8, sorry, 10.8, 9, 10, and 11, these four verses just takes care of all these three, Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prajana. So today we are going to read the opulences of Krishna, because how do we become a devotee of Krishna? By remembering him. I mean, that is our, how to establish the relationship, by constantly thinking about him. And how do we think about him? His rupa is one. So Krishna is saying, even if you do not remember my, you do not have a realization of Brahman, or you do not have a realization of Paramatma, or even if you do not have realization of Bhagavan, even without that, you please listen to my opulences. So all around, I am there. So he himself is talking about his opulences so that we remember him constantly, so that we are in the devotional service. Manmana bhava, madbhakto matayachi mam namaskuru. And later on, we'll also see that mam eva eshyasi satyam te pratijane priyoshime, that is also coming. Yes, that is also talking about every time when Krishna says anything, he says, I am talking to you because Arjuna, priyoshime, you are very dear to me. That is a qualification. And bhaktosi, you are my devotee. You are very dear to me and you are my devotee. And that is the reason why I'm telling you all this. So this is so to become a devotee of Krishna, we have to be in the platform of Arjuna. First qualification. And that is he is a devotee and he is very dear to him. And why he is devotee and dear to him? Because he is very humble and so many other qualities that we'll also see in chapter 12. Now, this chapter is a trailer about his opulences, because the main movie is coming in chapter 11, which is the Viswarupa. Here we just read the theory part of it, and then we'll see the, because before any practical, we have to read the theory. So opulences is the theory, and the absolute practical is on the chapter 11. So with this, humble obeisance to Radha Govinda. Chapter 9 sections, what we have covered, five sections, 1 to 3, hearing about Krishna, that is the first stage of devotional service, Sravanam Kirtanam, that we know, right? And when we chant, in fact, these two things happen together. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we are doing both. We are doing Shravanam as well as Kirtan. Both we are doing. So hearing about Krishna is most important. And what are the disqualifications that we have learned? 4 to 10, we discussed and learned about Aishwarya Jnana, Krishna's Achinta Veda Abheda relationship with material world. Like his Achinta Veda is our uh, our main guru Chaitanya Thakura. His main concept, his philosophy is Achinta Veda Abheda, which we also learned that it is Dvaita as well as Advaita. Then 911 to 915, we are so what is Dvaita and what is Advaita? We are same as Krishna and we are also not same as Krishna. So we are same as Krishna would mean if in terms of the quality, and that's the quality of the soul. Like for example, Ajo Nityo Shashwatam Purana, no Anyati Anyamane Sarire. Everything is we are also the living entities are also the same. However, again, when you go to Kshetraga chapter, then we'll see that this living entity has the field of activities of its body, not all the bodies, whereas Krishna is having the absolute ownership of all the bodies, all the field of activities. Then 11 to 15, non-worshippers and worshippers, we learned. Then 16 to 25, Krishna is the supreme object of worship. And 26 to 34, the glories directly worshipping Krishna. So from here onwards, the connection starts. How to hear about the glories of the Krishna, how to be constantly engaged in talking about Krishna, hearing the glories of the Krishna. That will happen only when we know about him. And Krishna himself tells about him, his opulences. That is the only reason. So, chapter 10, 1 to 7, Krishna's position as the origin of everything. And because he is origin of everything, there is no other point or there is no other way but to remember him. Because he is the origin of everything. 8 to 11, as I already said, this is the Chatushloki, most important one, and we should get it by heart. Because this summarizes Gita, the Sambandha, Abhidheya, and Prayojana. So Sambandha is relationship, Prayojana, and Abhidheya is a process of devotional service, and Prayojana, we should know what is our goal. We go back to Golak Vrindavan. So now 10 to 12 to 42. So there are 42 verses total. We'll cover half of it today. Arjuna's acceptance and his request. Once the entire opulence was told by Sri Krishna, Arjuna accepts it. He's saying, Param Brahma Param Dhama, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. He's so ecstatic, like, like other people say, um, with so much of excitement and ecstasy. Sri Ram, the same way he said, Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. He accepts. So our first thing also is to become devotee. First qualification is to accept Krishna, as Arjuna accept Krishna. The same way we have to accept, not in any other way. Only way is Arjuna's way. So this is the synopsis of chapter 10. So Lord Krishna at the end of ninth chapter advises to fix the mind on him, Manmana Bhava. So how do you do it? Hence describes his opulence on which a devotee can fix his mind and how to remember him when we see opulent, powerful, and beautiful things in creation. Whenever we see any opulent thing or a beautiful thing, a beautiful scenery, a beautiful sunset, or a beautiful river, or any such things in the nature, then immediately Krishna has to come to our mind. Third, conclusion of chapter 9 is that one should become a pure devotee of the Lord by focusing mind on the Lord. Again, Manamanava Mad Bhakto Matyaji Mam Namaskar. But how? By knowing the opulences, and of course, ultimately, Arjuna is asking that please show me your Vishwarupa. Not for himself, but for all the people. There are three reasons, of course, for it, which we learned in level 1 as well. Then 4, chapter 10, focus on description of Krishna's opulence by hearing will increase devotion. So main thing is that by hearing about the opulence of Krishna would make us more interested, more engaged to learn and constantly think about Krishna. And that is the reason why Krishna himself is saying about himself. Otherwise, he's there aloof, he's not attached from any of the worldly activities, the entire cosmos and the creation, thousand of universes that he has created, and he's aloof, he's not attached because he's saying Janma Karma Me Divyam. So 10.1 to 10.7, Krishna's position as the origin of everything. Then 8 to 11, of course, the Chatushloki, most important. We must remember and get it by heart. And I think we should send the audio recording. So I'll do the audio recording and send in the group. Arjuna's acceptance and his request to show opulences and how he accepts. So summary of section 8, 1 to 7, Krishna's position, that is before the Chatushloki. So Krishna's position as the origin of everything. So 1 to 3, anyone knowing Krishna as the unborn Supreme Lord and the source of all sages and demigods is undiluted and free from sin. Krishna is saying, once we know him as unborn, and once we know him as the Supreme Lord, and once we know that he is the source of all sages and demigods, then we become free from sin. Now, why is called unborn? Of course, we know that he is born from Vasudeva, I mean, uh, from the Garbha of Devaki Mata. That we know. Still, he is saying unborn. Why and how? Anyone? Hare Krishna. Anyone can I request anyone to just say, we know he's born, but we have to remember him as unborn. Why you think so? Hare Krishna, am I audible? Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So any guess that we know he's born, but then in one, I mean, in this verse it says that he's unborn. So he, in fact, all our gurus, all the great sages, great devotees, I mean, particularly great acharyas, we don't say, even don't use the word that they have taken birth or they died. And this birth and death, these two words are not used. What we say is that appeared and disappeared, like the sun. The best example is sun. Sun, we cannot say sun takes birth today and dies in the evening. We don't say that. We say sun appears. Sun remains as it is. It appears. So he took a particular human form, but then he's unborn. So therefore, we have to remember him as unborn. So in fact, what has happened, as for the description of Bhagavatam, is he did not really take birth directly as we human beings in the womb of Devaki Mata. He in fact first appeared in the heart of Devaki, then in the heart of Vasudeva. Then he came to Devaki's womb. That is how he comes. In fact, there were, uh, it's also called that there were Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsya, six children, the babies who came, expired, are basically all these anarthas. And seventh is the Guru Tattva, that is Balaramji. And eighth, and after the absolute cleansing of all six, and then the Guru Tattva Balaram, and after that eighth he came. So the Guru only will bring Krishna. That is another thing. Then 4 to 6, all qualities and attitudes, freedom from illusion, self-control, and infamy are created by Krishna. Even the progenitors, like let's say Brahma of the universe, are born from his mind. Those who know Krishna's glories engage in his service. And that is the reason why we're reading Bhagavad Gita. And that's the reason why Krishna is showing his opulences directly. Some Mayavadis can say that Krishna is saying, uh, you know, I am this, I am that. Why? Is he boasting? No, he's not. He's just saying what he is. Unless he says what he is, how do the devotees know? And how do they get absorbed? And how do they get engaged in constant chanting, in constant remembrance? So he's saying what is the truth, the absolute truth. So those who knows glories engage in his service. That is the reason this is Sri Bhagavan Vacha, the first verse of 10.1. Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Bhuyo eva mahabaho, sunume paramam vachaha, yaddayham priyamanaya, bhakshami hita kammeya. Priyamanaya. You see, again, because you are dear to me, bhakshami priyamanaya, hita kammeya, for your joy, for your benefit. So the Supreme Lord said, my dear friend, mighty armed Arjuna, listen again to my supreme word, which I shall impart to you for your benefit and which will give you great joy. So I think most of you know what is this picture is all about. So, but anyone can say, what is this story? I expect you remember the story, right? It's a very, very good one when Krishna is sleeping and there are two people on both the sides. And who are they? And what is the story? Anyone say that? Hare Krishna? I'm not getting anyone,
Arjun
coming up. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, it is Duryodhana and
and
Arjuna.
Arjun. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh, perfect,
Duryodhana and
perfect. So
Arjuna.
Duryodhana and
Yes.
Arjuna. And what is the story?
Both have
They both, yeah.
Okay, okay. Prabhuji, you say.
both have came to invite Lord Krishna to give the invitations. As the war is at the time of King, so they choose to sit their own place, so that when Lord Krishna will come up from the bed, wake up from the bed, then accordingly they will invite.
Okay. Hare Krishna. And after that, what happened?
What happened then when Lord Krishna woke up? So
Yeah.
definitely he had seen Arjuna was sitting near his feet. So then all commitment gone to Arjuna, because
Okay.
someone will see first, then will discuss the thing first, then all commitment gone to Arjuna. Correct.
Okay. Right, right, right. So, okay, Prabhuji, you were right. So, okay, I'm just adding a little more to it. And this is something like this. What you said is correct. So, both of them went to him. So, Duryodhana preferred to sit on the side of the head, and Arjuna, as we can see, on the side of the foot. So, in fact, Duryodhana said that I have come first. So, I should get the right to ask you for your help. But then, when Krishna woke up, he saw Arjuna. So he said, Duryodhana, in any case, he is younger to you. And also, I have seen him first, so let him ask. Then he said, what do you want? But then, one thing I think, what I want to add is, Krishna said that, but there is one condition. I know you both have come for help in the battle, which is going to happen very soon. But I have a condition. I'm not going to hold any weapon. So Arjuna was absolutely fine. He said, fine, I don't want you to even. So what do you want? I have Narayani Sena, which is how many Chaturangani Sena it is? I have Narayani Sena, and so what do you want? So I don't want your Sena, I want you only. And that point of time, Duryodhana was, in fact, thought, like we always think, thought that what an unintelligent person Arjuna is. He choosing, I mean, he's leaving the entire Narayan Sena and choosing Krishna. That's what we do. Supposing president comes, let's say the president of United States, there's question to Prabhuji, Sudhir Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Suppose you want to choose. Let's say there is a position where the president of United States say that, what do you want to choose? Me or my entire army? What will you choose?
You ask me then today, what I'm doing, I'm practicing life now. And
No, 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 no,
no,
no.
no,
I'm
no, no,
asking
no,
this.
let me clarify. Let me clarify. In my little bit of understanding. So automatically, not because of I listen the story of Mahabharata. Without listening story, we are taking any cues from the Mahabharata. I would definitely ask as far my thought pattern is concerned. I would choose the total army.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Everybody will do that.
everybody will.
Everybody will do that because that is a difference between Krishna and any other person. Any other person, whether it is a beggar on the street or even the president of US, doesn't matter. Nobody is Krishna. Nobody is equal to Krishna.
Yeah.
So that's what is the main thing to understand. And in fact, the main characteristic of this material world is that everybody wants to imitate Krishna because we know the opulence of Krishna. And we also know what? Six. He is Bhagavan because he has got six unlimited opulence. And what are those unlimited ones? So he has got unlimited knowledge. He has got unlimited richness. He has got unlimited fame. He had got unlimited. With all that, his handsome, unlimited, beauty. So, in fact, when we see ourselves on the mirror, then in fact, what we're doing is we're trying to compare with Krishna. Anybody is doing is actually compared to Krishna because Krishna means all attractive. Nobody can be as attractive as Krishna. He's supposed to be what? He's called Madana Mohana Mohini. Madana Mohana Mohini. No, no, he's Radharani, but sorry, he said he's Madan Mohammed is Radharani because even he is rather uh, Kandarpa Koti Kamaniyo Sobham, like crores of Kandarpa of cupids. That's his attraction. So once we know about his opulence, then we'll remember him.
Can
That
I,
is
Siddharth Prabhuji, can I just little bit of doubt in the previous slide? Correct.
this one.
This is the previous one we have discussed about how Krishna boasting himself. Correct. As I am just asking the interpretation of yourself. I am not asking what Krishna was really boasting himself or not boasting himself. That I am just asking your interpretation of the things. I don't know. I have a serious curiosity on that. Why?
So,
Why? Eh?
okay, okay. Please carry on. But some of the question we can keep in the last. But never mind. Carry on. Carry on.
Why Lord Krishna used to boast himself that I'm everything and I'm doing everything, whatever, I'm omnipresent, I'm omniscient, I have everything. Why was your analysis or your whatever the appreciation is to the basically thing is that Krishna was boasting himself because it was it necessary because when all the spiritual happening, the natural happening, everything, all the happening in deeds, in basically in you can get into science also. The everything happening in the world, people can realize out of that how great is Lord Krishna and what Lord Krishna is doing about the total creations. So why in language, in voices, in sheer utterance, why he is boasting himself? That is my question.
Very good question. Okay, so I think you remember I said that Mayabadi is interpreted like this. And first of all, when you ask me that what is your interpretation, let me correct that there cannot be anybody's interpretation which is allowed when we are in this devotional service, when we are in the Bhakti Marga, in our parampara. So entire any any interpretation is actually coming from the parampara. So founder Acharya is Bhakti, our Srila Prabhupada. So whatever he has said in the purports, we say that. So first of all, number one is that none of the teacher can have their own interpretation. And that is, in fact, the reason why Prabhupada was saying that when, in fact, 1972, when he was talking in London, that point of time, there were 555 versions of Gita. So this is how the concocted things go. But coming back to your original question, that when we say Mayavadis, interpret this way, that why he has boasted. Primarily, he has not boasted. He had said it is something like, there are three reasons that why he has shown it. This is only the trailer of or theory of what he is. What he is practically we see in the Viswarupa, in actual Viswarupa, which Arjuna saw, in the battlefield, the people saw, many people saw. In fact, Dhritarashtra also saw. There we saw the Ananta, so much fires, Rupa of him, that Arjuna finally said that I cannot behold it. Now, question is why he had, it is answering your question that why he had shown his Vishwarupa is for three things. Not because Arjuna didn't know it, and why Arjuna asked it, not because he is a permanent associate of Krishna, but he's asking primarily for three things. One, that no one in the future would ever come and claim that I am God. Because God means Bhagavan, what Krishna says, should have the Vishwarupa, and if he doesn't have a Vishwarupa, then he's not God. So nobody should claim, number one. This we have learned in level one. Number two, most important reason is that there will be some imposters who will come again in future. First of all, somebody will claim as God. Number two is that there will be some imposters who will come. And number three is, in fact, for the devotees also, there should be, it's something like this, that I, I praise my friend. Okay, he has got all these qualities. He sings well, he does well, this and that. So, in fact, Arjuna also wants to show the world that he is Krishna. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. That is the reason why he showed. So here also he is not boasting, he's saying this is the reality so that the devotees should know, and they should not get, you know, by so many other interpretations, so many other concocted versions, they should not be swayed away. That is the mercy of Krishna rather to show his opulence. Otherwise, he's aloof. So we'll take your question if at all in the end, because otherwise we're stuck at just one verse.
Okay.
Is that okay, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Carry on,
Hope
sir.
it clarifies.
We'll come back last.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, this is the story. And so Lord Krishna asks us to listen carefully as he will reveal more wonderful knowledge about his opulences. So chapter 7, what happened? Lord explained his different energies, Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti, and Tatastha Shakti that we learned. If you remember, otherwise I'll just repeat that Antaranga Shakti is the internal potency, that is his pastime, and all other his internal way of Radha Rani pastime, all are part of his internal potency. Then living entities like like us, like the human beings, for example, are supposed to be marginal energy or tatastha sakti. Tata means what? Is a bank of river. So there is a chance either it can drown, or it can also get out of it. So that there is a chance of liberation for the tata in the tatastha state. So, and there is also the external energy, which is the primarily the material nature. And chapter 9 was again beautiful, is the essence of the essence, just but kept in the middle. So Lord establishes different energies to establish devotion and firm conviction. Then chapter 9 is where we are now, the first text. where we talked about the opulence. So gives more confidential knowledge of his specific opulence and his work. So what happens? So hearing, most important for a devotee is, as I was telling you, is to first accept Krishna as he is. He is the supreme personality of Godhead. Aham sarvasya prabhu. That is the verse which will come. Once we accept, then we'll have an eagerness to hear about him. If there is no acceptance, then in fact, we discuss about the people who, four kinds of people who surrender, four kinds of people who do not surrender. Then, if you do not accept, eventually will be bracketed under those four categories who do not surrender. Maya aparuta jnana, asura bhava, asakta, moodha. All these things will happen. Otherwise, we can be artha, artharthi, jnani, jigyasu. Jigyasu, basically what? To know. So this eagerness has to come, which is the first thing, to know about Krishna. Then we talk about Krishna. Then we enjoy the discourses. The discourses in the society of devotees can take place only among those who are really anxious to be in the Krishna consciousness. All of you or all of us, this is a rare opportunity that we are coming together. You could have watched some other, some serial or something, some Netflix or whatever, but you have chosen to hear itself. This is what we're doing, akarma, and listening about Krishna. Very rare. And people come for some time and then again go. So if we have come, definitely it's a great step that we have taken. We are all neophytes. We'll have lot of anarthas. We have lot of desires. Everything is there. But Krishna is merciful. Slowly he will take care. Why? Because at least we have taken the first step. Just like Arjuna's qualification, you are dear to me. So we should do activities so that we become dear to him. So what are those activities? What are those activities we must ask and know, which is already there in Gita? What are those activities by which we become dear to Krishna? Anya vilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anaprutam anukulyanna krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. So we should do things which are favorable to Krishna, anukulyan. Then name viduhu shuraganaha prabhavangna maharshayah aham adirhi devana maharshinam cha sarvasaha aham adirhi devana. So I am the origin of the devas, means all the demigods, and also maharshina, and also all the sages. I am the origin of all the devas, that is demigods, and all the Maharshis, all the sages. And Name Vidu Suragana. In fact, the Suragana also do not know me. Na Prabhavang na Maharshaya. Maharshi also do not know me, the origin. So let us look at what what the translation says. Neither the host of demigods nor the great sages know my origin, for in every respect I am the source of the demigods and the sages. So once we know this, then we know about Krishna. Then our interest to know about Krishna increases. We can see this is Devaki Mata, where Krishna is in the womb. He is a trans. Of course, it is his pure pastime. He cannot be born because he's unborn, as we just learned. But it is a beautiful pastime that he has, because anybody, you know, for example, Devaki Mata, uh, Yashoda Mata, they are in Vatsalya Bhava. They are in so much of Vatsalya Bhava that Krishna has to also take care of them as their part of their bhava. So they want Krishna to be as their child at some point of time, and Krishna ye ma parpandante tam tathaiva sa bhajamyaham. He does it, and you can see in the room, in the prison, we can see Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, so many others who are just looking at Krishna, because Krishna is the origin, and they were looking at the pastime. यो माम अजम अनादिम च वेत्ति लोक महेश्वरम सम्मूढ़ स मर्त्येषु सर्व पाप ही प्रमुच्यते. Krishna is constantly giving us what should you do so that we get out of the sins. We are doing innumerable number of sins, and unless we fully get out of the sins, it's how can we go to the platform where we can do the pure devotional service, which requires that sarvapadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam. So it should be pure. So yo mam ajam anadim cha vetti lokam maheshwaram. Jo mam ajam anadim cha vetti. Yo mam vetti ajam anadim cha. So whoever knows me as ajam, that is unborn, and also anadim, that is doesn't have any origin, and lokam maheshwaram, basically the supreme lord of all the worlds, asammudhaha, undeluded among men, saw marteshu sarva papai pramuchate. He who knows me as the unborn, as the beginningless, as the supreme lord of all world, he, unlimited among men, is freed from all sins. So just think about this for a moment. Just meditate upon this sentence for a moment. So this is so interesting. He says, just by knowing this, just by accepting this, you will get liberation. You are free from all sarva papa pramuchate. One more thing, just let us understand and just think about it for a moment. It is mind blowing. What it is? Krishna sang Gita for 45 minutes. Just you think that you gave a speech for 45 minutes. It is so perfect that for last 5,000 years, great acharyas are making bhasyas out of it. And they're interpreting one verse, then other verse. Every verse is being said, and they're remembering. Every verse is so perfect. 45 minutes. Can you think that you have said 45 minutes and every sentence of yours, every word of yours is being talked, interpreted, bhashyas are given for 5,000 years, 5 million people. So what it is? He is Krishna. बुद्धिर्ज्ञानम समम मोह क्षमा सत्यम तमः शमः सुखम दुःखम भवो भावो भयम च अभयम मेव च अहिंसा समता तुष्टिस् तपोदानम यशो यशः भवन्ति भावभूतानां मत्त एव पृथिग्विदाः. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from doubt and delusion, forgiveness, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness and the distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various qualities of living beings are created by me alone. So when so you can see knowledge is also there. The opposites are all there, right? Intelligence, knowledge, truthfulness. So if we are truthful, if we think that we have got wonderful brain, we can do beautiful intellectual circus. We know we can talk to so many people. We can talk on thousands of subjects, or we're doing some PhD with doctors, this and that, whatever. I mean, so Krishna is saying this intelligence is coming from me. So whatever we are, it is coming from him. He's saying knowledge is coming from him. Freedom of doubt is coming from him. Forgiveness. If somebody is so great and we say that he's you know in his life, like let's say uh, the best example is Yudhishthira Maharaj. He's never told a lie except one that we know. So Krishna is saying all that is coming from me, not because we are great scholars, and we can understand Gita by knowing him and what comes from him. So all these are his opulences in a way, which comes birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, infamy, everything. Sarvasya chaham Sarva Sachayam Hridi Sannivisto Matta Smutir Jnanam Apohanam Cha. Matta Smrutir Jnanam. From me, Smruti, remembrance, Jnana, knowledge, Apohanam, forgetfulness. All these things are coming from me. So if you are forgetful of something, which is in fact required because you don't remember your previous birth, that is also coming from Krishna. So intelligence is buddhi. The power to analyze things in proper perspective is coming from Krishna. Knowledge, that is called jnanam, knowing the distinction between matter and spirit. So academia only talks about matter. But Krishna, when Krishna refers to jnanam or knowledge, he's talking about the knowledge which distinguishes between matter and spirit. And freedom from doubt and delusion, asammoha, can be achieved when one acts without hesitation based on understanding transcendental philosophy. Nothing should be accepted blindly. And this is in the parampara. So therefore, Srila Prabhupada is, we say, Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So Bhakti and Vedanta. It is devotion and as well as the full knowledge of all the scriptures. Tolerance and forgiveness. Shama, excuse the minor offenses of others, and one should be practiced to bear insult and dishonor from others. Truthfulness, satyam, facts presented as they are for the benefit of others, not distort truth for some personal interest, which in general happens. In Kali Yuga is, absolutely famous for this. Where do you find truthfulness? For every, a small to small benefit, people, straight away go for untruthfulness. Control of senses, damaha. This is so unless dama is there, where in Ashtanga Yoga also we saw yama, niyama, yama, niyama, then pranayama,
Asana. Asana
asanas.
pranayama.
Yeah, so yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, dhyana, dharana, samadhi. So there also yama is about the regulative principles. So control of senses is dama. So we have five senses. Five senses will have their own urges. So control of the urges is also required because that senses should not be used for unnecessary personal enjoyment. But then the beauty of Krishna consciousness is that we actually cannot control our senses. So we should divert the senses for the Krishna. So therefore, Rishikena Rishikesa Sevana. So we should use our senses for pleasing the senses of the master of senses. And who is master of senses? Krishna is the master of senses. So therefore, many times Arjuna addresses him as Rishikesha. When he was, absolutely bewildered and he was having so many doubts, five doubts that he had, and his skin was burning. Tvakcha paridayati, vepatuscha sarire me romo harsasya jayate, gandiva sangsate hastat, bhramati vacha me manaha. When all these were happening, he was addressing with Hrishikesha. Means I'm having this problem, so you are Hrishikesha, master of senses, so you must at least do something for my senses so that my senses are pleased. Then Dhamma would lead to actually control of mind. Dhamma only can lead to Samaha. And Sama is restrain the mind from unnecessary thoughts like money, power of thought should be developed in association with Guru, Sadhu, and Sadhu. This third important point is very, very important. We always said in level 1 that Bhagavad Gita is a practical science book. It is not theory. Because all the verses, if you see, it is practice, practice, and practice, and patram, puspam, phalam, toyam. So we have to practice a leaf, a water, a fruit. If we give, then he's satisfied, he takes it. Manvana bhava mad bhakto matyaji mam namaskuru. These are actions which are to be taken. So, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. These three, without these three, it is Just not possible to control our mind because association only with sadhu sangha and sadhu association, slowly the anarthas will go. Like we have heard the story of Narada. Then happiness and distress, sukham dukkham, always considered in relation to what is favorable or unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. This is what Anukulyana Krishna Anushevanam Bhakti Ruttama. So something which is not favorable, what is favorable and what is unfavorable. So favorable is what Patram Puspam Phalam Tomam, let's say, is favorable. He's not talking about something else. Then Manmana Bhava is favorable. Think about me, let's say. But if you're thinking something else, then it is not favorable. If you're thinking about anything, any other thing, any sense enjoyment, that is not favorable. So that is so easy to understand. So 10.4 to 4.5, what Krishna describes. So bhava and abhava, for soul there is no birth or no death. Then abhayam is the fearlessness, non-violence, ahimsa, not to do anything which would put others in misery. See, this is a beautiful definition. Not to do anything which would put others in misery. This is called ahimsa. Confusion, all distress, not checking anyone's progressive life. Ahimsa is also not checking anyone's progressive life. A devotee never compares with anyone because nobody can be compared with Krishna. So what is the point of comparing? Equanimity, samatha, satisfaction, tushti, austerity and penance, tapaha, then charity, dhanam. So Shastra recommends give 50% of income to Krishna consciousness. And then 16, fame, yashaha. A man is famous when he is known as a great devotee. So in Mayapur, there is a TOVP. Anyone who has gone there has seen that how beautiful it is. And Ambarish Maharaj was, giving these donations, and he was a very rich man. And Prabhupada says that do not become a great rich man. You become a great devotee. So he became a great devotee, in fact. So man is famous, so do not become a famous rich man. Become a famous devotee. This is what Krishna wants. महर्षय सप्तपूर्वे चत्वार मनवस्तथा मद्भावा मानसा जाता येषां लोक इमः प्रजाः. The seven great sages before them, the four other great sages, and the Manus, that's the progenitors of mankind, are born out of my mind. And all creatures in this planet descend from me. So Krishna is the source of all. Krishna is also called Prapitamaha. Prapitamaha means he is the father of the Pitamaha. He is the father of the grandfather. And who is the grandfather? We say Brahma Ji is the grandfather. In fact, we know that Garbhadakshai Vishnu's from his navel, a lotus came out, and from that lotus Brahma came. So Brahma is the secondary creator. And from Brahma, 25 patriarchs of living entities came. So if you add up, then it will become 25, 4 plus 7 plus 14. So four Kumaras, there are Sanaka, Sananda, Sanatana, Sanat Kumara. Then save seven sages, Kashyapa, Atri, Vasishta, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadwaja. And 14 Manus, Swayambhuva Manu, then Swarajisha Manu, Uttama, Tamasa, and so many. So, but the this Kali Yuga is coming under the Vaivaswata Manvantara or Manu. So all of them are coming from Krishna. Etang vibhuti yogam cha mamo yovetti tattvataha sovikalpeno yogena yujjate natra samsayaha. He who knows in truth this glory and power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt. What is now unalloyed devotional service? Devotional service we know. Manmana bhava mat bhakto mat yaji mam namaskuru, let's say. Devotional service. What is unalloyed devotional service? Anyone? Hare Krishna. Prabhupada, it is Prabhupada used this word beautifully. Unalloyed devotional service for pure bhakti, for Shuddha bhakti. There can be Mishra bhakti, right? Jnana karmadi. So Mishra bhakti can be mixed with jnana, mixed with karma. So bhakti is also going, karma is also going.
Dana, bhajanam, danam,
No, what is unalloyed devotional service?
giving
So
food to the people, poor people.
no, unalloyed devotional service. Devotional service is to Krishna. That is bhakti for Krishna. But this bhakti, we're talking about the Shuddha bhakti, means it
Bhajanam,
should not be, it is should not be mixed up with anything.
only bhajana.
No, bhajana is part of, in fact, if you say bhajana, then it is part of the kirtana. So when we say Navada Bhakti, then it is Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So
Bhajan is
Kirtanam is part.
unalloyed. Bhajan is always unalloyed.
Bhajana is a kriya. Unalloyed is a state of the person in the devotional service. When he is doing a devotional service, there is no other expectation in the sense that Krishna, if I am concentrating on the lotus feet of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. When we're saying Hare Krishna means Krishna, Krishna, please come, please come. For what? Not for anything else. For
Yeah.
pure love. So,
Yeah.
so if that is called unalloyed devotional service,
Now that's
pure
why
love. So I love Krishna. So if I love Krishna, I say, means what? Then he say, okay, fine. He's very happy. I love Krishna. So why you are calling me? Just like that, I love you. So therefore I'm calling you. If that is called the unalloyed devotion. And in fact, other things are not required. When we ask for something that Krishna will do this, Krishna will do that, Krishna will definitely do. In fact, he is rather more than ready to do other things. In fact, we know the story of Nachiketa. In fact, Nachiketa, when he went, and forget about Nachiketa, even for Prahlad Maharaj. So Krishna is ready to give all opulences, but he's not ready to give you bhakti. And that is the reason we are studying Gita, so that we develop some kind of bhakti. It will not be a pure bhakti. It cannot be pure. We are all neophytes, but at least we're trying. So summary section B version. So this is a Chatushloki. The Lord speaks the Chatushloka. So we have 700 verse. 108 verses are important verses. What we circulate at Bhakti Shastri level. That all these 108 verses one should remember. That Bhakti Shastri should remember all that. Out of that, these four, so important, this 4, 10.8 to 10:11, which talks about the Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana, and the essence of Gita. So let us try to remember this. Such beautiful one. Ham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this perfectly engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. This is the Sambandha. Why you should know it? So that we do the devotional service. By knowing the moment, just think for a moment. If this comes to our mind continuously, this particular verse, Aham sarvasya prabhavo, aham sarvasya prabhavo, matta sarvam pravartate iti matva vajante maham bhudavava savanita, aham sarvasya prabhavo. Aham sarvasya prabhavo, Krishna is saying, if Krishna himself is saying aham sarvasya prabhavo, so definitely he is the origin of everything. If he is the origin of everything, then whom should I worship? Then whom should I worship? No one else. And it is established not just by Krishna. In fact, many other Upanishads, if we look at Narayana Upanishad, Varaha Purana, what is that? Narayanat Brahma Jayate, from Narayana Brahma is born. Narayanat Prajapati Prajayate, from Narayana the Kshatriya Patriyas are born. Narayanat Indro Jayate, from Narayana Indra is born. Narayanat Astu Vasavo Jayante, from Narayana the eight Vasus are born. Narayanat Ekadasa Rudra Jayante. Narayanat 11 Rudras are also born. And Narayanat Dwadasa Adityaha. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are also born. The Nara is an expansion of Krishna. Then Vedas also say Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. The son of Devaki Krishna is a supreme personality. Narayana Upanishad says, in the beginning of the creation, there was only the supreme personality of Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no heaven and earth, no stars in the sky, no sun. And Maha Upanishad, Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. So the opulence of the Absolute, Krishna as the original source of all spiritual and material worlds, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, Matta Sarvam Pravartate. So results of knowing this is what? Worshipping Krishna with all our hearts. Then engage in devotional service and slowly in pure devotional service, and then surrendering, the last process. Therefore, the surrendering, what it's maybe it has got maybe some, I don't know how many, some 8, 9 letters, but it is the most difficult, most powerful word. And therefore, it is because it is difficult, therefore, it is coming in the 18th chapter, the last chapter. So, what is it? What is the difference between, let's say, our so we know about the opulence of Krishna, and then we get devoted to Krishna. This is our position as a neophyte. Now think about the position of Gopos and Gopis and so many others who were there in Vrindavan, who are in a Sakhya Bhava, they're playing together. They are having a direct visual and direct perception of Krishna in all the like in Kaliya Dalana, in Putana, Leela, all the Leelas they have seen, but nothing is happening to them. Why? Because I think there is a good example which is given is that if you put 1 kg of salt into a well, which we are like a well, we're small well because our bhakti and our love is small now. It has not grown into an ocean. The the love of Krishna has become an ocean. I mean, just an example and a simile for the Vrindavan Vasis. And there, a small opulence here and there is not going to make any change. But for us, it is very important. Machita, and another one, the next beautiful, most beautiful verse. Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is what we're doing now. What we're doing now, we are talking about Krishna. Kathayantascha mam nityam bodhayanta parasparam. So I am saying something, you are asking something, we are discussing about Krishna, you have some doubts. All this is saying Machita Madgata Pranaha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are surrendered to me, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss, enlightening one another and conversing about me. This is the Abhideya part. In fact, Prabhupada is a great example of it. Of Machita Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Paraspara, Kathayantasya Mahamnityam, Tushyanti Jaramanti. So he is always happy. And he talks, he gives, speeches so much I mean, the entire purport, so many Upanishad, I mean, so many books that he has written and so many lectures that we see. Everyone who is talking in ISKCON as of now is based on his lectures. And the opulence of the absolute, text 9. Symptoms of a pure devotee, Krishna becomes his life and soul, and he constantly hears about the discusses Krishna. So we can see the devotees here. Mataji is cooking. Here you can see Mataji is cooking and he's remembering Krishna. Prabhuji is also, doing something, or even he's preparing food, remembering Krishna. In the office also, they're remembering Krishna. Then mother is also, you know, singing some songs of Krishna to the baby. This is how a devotee does. So, what is the primary stage? They release the transcendental pleasure from the service itself. So these are all various kinds of services. Cooking food for Krishna, talking about Krishna, then worshipping him to the deity, then preaching about Krishna, even singing, everything is part of that. So, and relishing that. This is the preliminary stage. And what happens in the mature stage? They are always situated in love of God and thus relish the highest perfection which is exhibited by the Lord in his abode. That is a mature stage. That happens for the uh, pure devotees. But preliminary stage only will lead to mature stage. So thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me, life fully devoted to my service. They derive great satisfaction and bliss, always conversing about me. Life fully devoted to my service. In each of our capacities, whichever things we're doing, our center should be Krishna. That we are doing all this for Krishna, because ultimately, if we earn money, then we'll use it for his service for something. Let's say we plan it this way. So that is called the chintana part of it. That we're thinking, okay, if we get a bonus or whatever, or some profit from the business, then maybe a beautiful, um, you know, a beautiful garland of maybe gold will give. Whatever is coming as a part of love, not as a part of, let's say, the the monetary denomination of it. That desham, the third one. Desam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yanamam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So devotees do not have to worry, Krishna is saying. The required intelligence, whatever is required, he will only give. Dadami buddhi yoga. I'll give you. Dadami. Dadami is in I. Aham dadami. Aham. Aham means Krishna himself. So he is giving the buddhi yoga. So generally people confuse between buddhi yoga and bhakti yoga. They think that buddhi yoga is basically jnana. No, jnana yoga is not buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga is nothing but bhakti yoga. So there is no qualification required to know Krishna, because once one is devoted and worship him as per his instructions, the entire Gita is instruction, then he will give the necessary buddhi to connect to him. So when a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activity, he is acting in karma yoga. That the goal is Krishna, but he takes pleasure in mental speculations. Then understand Krishna, he is acting in jnana yoga. The goal and the goal and seeks Krishna completely, Krishna consciousness and devotional service. He is acting in bhakti yoga or buddhi yoga, which is the complete yoga. So karma yoga, he knows. He knows about Krishna. He knows the goal of life, but still he is addicted to some fruits of activities. So he is doing some karma yoga. Then next level is the jnana yoga, where he understands, but he takes lot of pleasure in mental speculations. I mean, there are verses in the parampara, there are purports which Prabhupada is given, Acharyas is given, and this is what it means What Arjuna understand is the understanding. There is no other understanding. Not a not a single extra understanding. Then the understanding what Arjuna is asking, and the answer that Krishna is giving. But then if you do a mental speculation and interpret, then that becomes a little bit of Jnana Yoga. So that complete surrender will not happen, number one. And two, the devotional service will not be unalloyed. So this complete yoga is the highest perfection stage of life. So different steps of yoga. So first is karma yoga. That is when one knows the goal is Krishna, but is addicted to the fruits. Second is jnana yoga, where he knows that Krishna is the goal. That is because we are part and parcel of Krishna. So when somebody is the platform of knowledge or platform of jnana, he knows it. It's not that he doesn't know it. He knows it. But he takes pleasure. He takes some pleasure in mental speculation to understand Krishna. He's acting in Jnana Yoga. He will be talking something here and there, not with you know full devotion. Then Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga is the highest, what he has also declared in previous chapters. When one knows the goal and seeks complete in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, he is acting in Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. So let us not confuse. Many people get confused between these two words, Buddhi Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. Both are same. This is the fourth Chatushloki part of Deshamevanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha ashayami atmabhavasto jnanadipena bhaswata. Out of compassion for them, whom the one, the previous one. So out of compassion for them, I dwell dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So if we start the three, that is first one is Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Matta Sarvam Pravartati Iti Matta Vajante Vam Buddha Vama Samanyuta. That is one. Then what? The second is, so 9.8 we said. Let's go again. Before this. मच्चिता मद्गत प्राणाः बोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तः च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तेषां this one तेषां ततो युक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते. All these three, this is what he's saying here. Let me go. Out of compassion for them, I dwelling in their heart, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. So this is called special mercy. So this special mercy happens when all the three happens, then special mercy happens, and then Krishna is saying that he is going to destroy through the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance, avidya. So in fact, uh, what we say in our uh, prayer, we say अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. So our अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य, in the darkness, our eyes is diseased with cataract, and ज्ञानतिमिरन्दशलाकया चक्षुर्निमिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे. So then he opens our eyes. So here we have various examples. One is Sukha Muni is giving to Parikshit Maharaj the knowledge. Then Kapila Muni is giving to Devahuti ji. Then here also we have Uddhava ji and Maitra ji, where Krishna is in fact disappearing rather, leaving his body. The opulence of absolute, text 11, special mercy of Lord. So Lord destroys all the impediments and dispels any ignorance in the heart with the shining lamp of knowledge. If one is, so we can see this yogi or this person, this devotee is in constant remembrance of Krishna. So when he's thinking Krishna to be Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, then he's also before this, he has talked about Krishna, read about Krishna, is constantly thinking about Krishna, that at one point of time, Krishna gives out of mercy the necessary intelligence he gives, and also he destroys all the impediments, all the anarthas, so that he can come to the Vasudeva platform. This is a summary section C, 12 to 18. Arjuna accepts Krishna's position and requests to hear more about his Krishna, because this is the ultimate prayojana. We have already crossed 14, but we are slow. So Arjuna refers to previous authorities, thus confirm Krishna as a supreme personal Godhead, also by his own realization. Prays to Krishna to hear more of his glories so that he can always think of him and remember him. Otherwise, Krishna will remain unknowable. So 4 verses are very important. Arjuna Vacha Param Brahma. After listening to all this opulences, now Arjuna accepts Krishna. He's saying, Param Brahma Param Dhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum Ahustam Ahustam Rasya Sarve Devarshi Naradasthatha Asito Devalo Vyashaha Swayam Chaiva Prabhisi Me. Arjuna said, you are the supreme Brahman, the ultimate, the supreme abode, and the purifier, the absolute truth, the eternal divine person. You are the primal God, transcendental and original, and you are the unborn and all pervading beauty. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa proclaim this you, and now you yourself are declaring it to me. I accept. So how Arjuna accepted Bhagavan? He's saying you are Param Brahma, you are the supreme truth. You are the Param Dhama, you are the ultimate abode. You are Pavitram, the purest, untainted by material contamination. You are the Param Bhavan, you are Paramam, you are the absolute truth. And Purusha, the supreme enjoyer. You are Saswatam, you are eternal. You are Dibyam, means you are transcendental. You are Adideva, means you are the original Lord. You are Ajam, means you are unborn. You are Vibhu, means you are the greatest, then accepted by all acharyas. That is Narada, Asita, all these great acharyas. You yourself are declaring it to me. So I totally, totally accept as truth. Whatever you've said is the truth, I believe. Neither demigods or the demons can understand your personality, because they are primarily, they envy Krishna. So it is 10:16. So we stop here, although we could not cover, but we can stop here. Hare Krishna. A lot of questions, so could not cover. Never mind, we'll cover it.